Harry Potter star Emma Watson's former school has cancelled Christmas to be more inclusive. According to the Mail Online, the Dragon School in Oxford plans to rename both its Christmas and Easter terms to avoid offending non-Christians. They report parents are infuriated by the planned changes, with one quoted as saying the vast majority of pupils are Christian. What is the need to be inclusive at every touch point? This is wokery run riot for no reason at all. In a statement, head teacher Emma Goldsmith said, with current pupils from across 35 different nationalities and all major religions, I'm proud that we're able to reflect our diverse community and that we remain respectful and inclusive to all of those that we represent. Miss Goldsmith does still plan to erect a tree during the festive season. Well, how nice of her. Rakib, what do you think about this? Because my view is if there's a religious festival, and Christmas obviously is one of those, then Christmas it is.
Well, I think that it's... The idea that this is inclusive is absolute nonsense. Speaking as a British Muslim, this is almost like the bigotry of low expectations, that non-Christians are going to be seriously offended if an institution which is ultimately based in a country which still has an established church, in the Church of England, if that they celebrate Christmas, that they'll be seriously offended, that they'll be put off by it. And I think it's absolutely shocking that Britain is going in this direction. Well, my country of origin, Bangladesh, which is a Muslim-majority country with a slender Christian population, Christmas is celebrated very enthusiastically.
Well, I would argue that Christmas belongs to everyone. And when it's Christmas, as far as I can judge, and I'm based in London, which is a very multicultural community, everyone wishes me a Merry Christmas.
And Mark, I'm from Luton, which is a very...
Yeah,
it's a hyper-diverse town in terms of ethnicity and religion. And you do have people of different ethnicities and faiths really getting into that festive spirit.
Mince pies.
Absolutely.
Christmas
and
presents.
Absolutely. When it comes to providing Christmas presents, some of them are more than happy to receive them as well. You know, getting into... One thing about Luton, it has a very vibrant food scene. So when it comes to Christmas, a lot of people like to enjoy the festive spirit and expressing that through food. So to see something like this, I find it deeply disappointing. And it does show that all too often people try to protect minorities, but by doing things like this, it actually undermines social cohesion. It's putting a real dampener on festive proceedings.
And it's a celebration of Britishness.
Absolutely.
Because I guess, historically, Britain is a Christian country.
It is still still has established
and it is
Absolutely.
a Christian country, and therefore, at Christmas, then, you know, that's like a national celebration. But I believe, you know, in all of these religious and cultural celebrations, whether it's Diwali or Hanukkah or any of these events, I think we should just get behind all of them, don't you think, Thomas?
100%. 100%.
Don't cancel Christmas.
Yeah, any excuse to have fun. I enjoy it.
Like the Dragon School has done a complete wrong in there. But they haven't they, really? I think it's... How can you cancel Christmas?
Well, they did. They did last year, you know. I don't know whether you remember that. The government cancelled Christmas last year.
They quite literally,
It's a bit late to start worrying about this now. They also sent the police in to a Polish church on Good Friday to shut that down. I mean, I think if we're going to get worried about the religion in this country and our rights to go and worship in the house of God, you know, it's a little bit late to be worrying about it now. And I would also say, like, the Dragon School is an incredibly fancy school that costs ludicrous amounts of money to get into, and I wouldn't actually say it's representative of anything.
No, they're obviously, in some ways, the elite.
Yes, completely.
And it's very often the case that it's the elite who are pursuing this woke nonsense on behalf of everyone else.
Like us.
Yeah, I mean, for example, and I'm a big fan of M&S, not going to lie, the food hall, marvellous stuff.
Fair.
But I had a little tradition, Rakib, every December, which is I would buy a tin of Christmas tea. OK, and it's Christmas tea bags. Now, I'd love to know what makes those tea leaves Christmas-based. But it came in a nice red box, and it said Christmas tea, and it was just a rite of passage. And it was something to look forward to because it's December, I'll buy some Christmas tea bags.
Yeah.
And then one year, they became festive tea bags. And I just thought, you really have just stripped any joy out of this, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the point is that Christmas is... I mean, yes, for lots of people, it's a religious occasion. But for almost everyone else, it's a brand, and it's a party, and it's a celebration.
Absolutely. And I think when it comes to festive period, everyone's in a slightly happier mood, more time spent with their family.
What about Oktoberfest, for goodness sakes?
Absolutely.
We're going to cancel that?
So I just think that this whole move, for example, replacing Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays, whose members...
Which is a vulgar Americanism.
Absolutely. There's that creeping... it's that ever-creeping Americanisation into British culture, which I'm fundamentally against. But I do feel the Dragon School on this... these kind of things, they're far from being inclusive. Actually, they run the risk of inflaming social tensions. And there is that bigotry of low expectations there that ethnic and religious minorities, they're very keen to see this kind of thing, almost the cancellation of Christmas, when in reality, a decent portion of those people actually buy into the festive spirit, and they're not calling for this kind of action at all.